Concerns over the coronavirus have prompted Governor Ron DeSantis to sign a state of emergency declaration. He just did that today. Good evening, I'm Greg WARMOTH.
I'm Vanessa Eccles. The health department now says there are 18 Florida cases of the coronavirus. However, 5 of those were diagnosed and are being isolated in another state. 2 people in Florida have died. Health officials are still waiting for results on tests from 115 other people. Channel 9's SEABROOK has been staying on top of every development in this outbreak in Florida. She joins us live in studio now. Lauren, you listened in to an update from the governor less than an hour ago.
And Vanessa, the governor has been very busy today speaking with the president and health, education, business and cruise leaders across our state. But he started the press conference by telling anyone who is elderly or has underlying medical issues that it might not be a good idea to take long flights or be in groups of people right now. He also said private labs are now able to test patients for coronavirus if they are referred by a doctor. DeSantis said he spoke with the FDA today about universities in our state creating their own test for COVID-19. He said the FDA pledged to make that happen quickly. The governor wants to expand testing here to people who have mild symptoms to get a full scope of how many people are actually carrying the virus. He says the state is aggressively working with nursing homes to protect our most vulnerable citizens. He also mentioned working with education leaders to come up with a virtual learning plan just in case it gets to that point. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, DeSantis signed a state of emergency declaration just before he started the press conference.
That allows us to create a unified command structure. It also allows, if need be, out-of-state medical personnel to operate in Florida. It allows us to more swiftly purchase any necessary supplies, including masks and materials and equipment necessary to set up field hospitals. It allows pharmacists to dispense up to 30-day emergency prescription refill of maintenance medication.
Also earlier today, the Florida Department of Health sent us a release saying it was advising everyone who travels internationally to self-isolate when they return to the U.S. for 14 days. But then it later changed its tone by saying anyone who travels to countries considered level 3 are mandated to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Also, anyone who goes on a cruise anywhere or travels to a country considered level 2 should limit interactions with others for 14 days and is advised to self-isolate if you become symptomatic. Vanessa?
The Florida Department of Health is now available to answer your coronavirus-related questions any time of the day or night. The coronavirus call center is now available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can reach the department by calling the number that you see on your screen right now. Here it is, 1-866-779-6121.
More numbers now. The World Health Organization says of about 80,000 people who have been infected by the coronavirus in China, more than 70% have recovered and been discharged from hospitals. Patients are typically released when they test negative for the virus twice within 24 hours. However, doctors say it can take up to 6 weeks for people to fully recover. And despite that positive news, fears of the coronavirus taking a toll on the markets. The Dow took a massive hit today just as the market opened, and it didn't get much better, ending where it started, down more than 2,000 points. Channel 9 Shannon Butler live tonight in the studio with more on what this means for you.
Yeah, Greg, it was the worst day on Wall Street since 2008. But despite that, financial advisors are saying don't panic. It was a horrible opening day on Wall Street, the Dow plummeting 2,000 points, triggering a shutdown this morning to slow down any panic selling. The Dow up slightly today, but back down again at closing. Monday saw a historic collapse for oil prices after Saudi Arabia shocked the market by launching a price war against Russia. U.S. oil prices collapsing as much as 34%. That, on top of the growing number of coronavirus cases nationwide and worldwide, is just making a tough day for Wall Street.
What we've seen with this volatility is as quickly as things can go down, we can have some buying come in and go up as well.
Financial advisor Evan Shear says don't panic. And over the last few days, we have been hearing the R word, that a recession is looming.
We have seen several warning signs over the last 6 to 8 months. The fear today is now with oil prices tanking because of a OPEC and Russia feud. That's creating additional fears along with the coronavirus for an economic slowdown. So if you add that slowdown on top of already some numbers that are slightly shaky, we could very likely enter into a recession sometime late this year.
And for now, people should just sit tight. It's hard to get the trading timing right. And with all this uncertainty, it's hard to know exactly what you should do. But says,
if somebody is really, really scared, one of the rules of thumb is to raise a little cash to help you sleep a little at night.
sometimes easier said than done, and now here is hoping for a much better day tomorrow. Greg.
What goes up must go down, and what goes down hopefully goes up. Concerns about the virus aren't putting a dent in everyone's travel plans. More than 50 students, staff, and parents from Tavares and Umatilla middle schools still scheduled now to leave for Washington, D.C. Wednesday. Lake County schools say they have not canceled any out-of-state field trips so far, but that could change as the situation develops.
We are going to follow the CDC and the DOH recommendations, and at this point, based on those recommendations, we are not canceling field trips, but we certainly understand if a parent wanted to make a decision to not have their student participate, we would respect that completely.
Seminole and Volusia County schools told us they have not canceled any out-of-state field trips either. From people quarantined on cruise ships to Italy expanding its travel restrictions to the entire country, the effects of the coronavirus outbreak, of course, being felt all across the globe. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir will have much more on the spread coming up at 6:30 right here on Channel 9. And don't forget, when President Trump speaks, we will have that for you live.